this is Sacred Readings by Andre, where I do predictions of the future. If you'd like me to do a prediction for you, let me know in the comments below. Just a reminder, our show times are on our website at sacredreadingsbyandre.com, the front page. Of course, we got Domino. Hello, Domino. Now we're just waiting for a couple more people to come up, but let's get started with the show today. Bitcoin ETF, not today. Not tomorrow. Gary Gensler just pulled the rug on everybody, and Bitcoin, as of a few seconds ago, just crashed a little bit. Now, I think everybody was wondering when that crash was going to happen, and there you go. I don't think it's going to be a huge one, because we still got that Bitcoin happening in the next couple of months, so might dive down a little bit there for everybody to do some wonderful shopping. I would not. I'm getting to that point where I'm not going to be relying on Gary or any of this other nonsense. And there are plans of other companies going around that particular situation of the ETFs. So, and I did state that it's not going to be this time, and the next time it's going to be the third time. Third time's a charm. I guess this would be like the fifth time for the ETF approval shenanigans and all that. Even now, JP Morgan, what's his name? Jamie Dimon and his bank is now going to be offering ETFs as well. And what's the other bank? Goldman Sachs are actually on board now. So, yeah. And of course, we're going to get into that alien thing in a few seconds here. Let's show some cards down for the Bitcoin ETF. Let's have a little bit of an insight to that. Will it be, or should we just do our own thing? The only thing you can count on is the halvening, and you already know that it's going to be $100,000 or more when that happens. Miners have already stated that they won't sell their Bitcoin for anything less, just for cost. All right. So looking at the cards right now, it looks like the health. It's Gary and his crew are celebrating right now. So the health of the ETF and all that sort of thing is going to be delayed again and again and again until they get rid of him. I do see him getting rid of by our higher power. I think he's in deep trouble at this moment because of the shenanigans that he has been doing. It's only because he's tied to things that do not work. It works for him for the meantime because he's getting that payout, right? But it's not going to do him any favors in the future. Of course, there's going to be a couple. We got that magician card in the money, so it's going to go flash up or down, then up again. I think. I think there's going to be a lot of hopium, even though all the companies that are doing the ETFs are all on board. They're all ready. Everything's ready with other organizations. It's just Gary the dick just has to be a dick. So, sorry for the language, but I'm picking up 2 more times that we have to go through this, and then I think Gary Gensler is going to be leaving one way or another, okay? And then everything will be going through, but it may be quite a process until that happens. So, sorry to tell you, we just got the news a few seconds ago. Let's get into the next thing. All ETF Bitcoin will be seized by U.S. government. Bless you. And this is from Max Kaiser. I saw this on YouTube, and I could. Will they? Because assuming that many of the people that are going to be buying ETFs when they finally come out, after they kick Gary to the curb and actually get somebody who's competent in there, would they do that? Because it's going to be mostly institutions that are going to be doing that. And if the U.S. government actually did that, oh boy, you'd have the richest elites with their teams of lawyers after you. And there's going to be a lot of other rich people that are putting their money into these things, meaning more lawyers on top of lawyers. They be swimming in lawyers. You never fuck around with rich people, especially the elites. So if the U.S. government ever thought of doing that, it would not be a good day for the U.S. government. This is from Max Kaiser. He made that announcement. Of course, the whole ETF thing is you're giving other people license to hold your Bitcoin for you. It's okay, but I'd rather hold it myself. So I don't think the government would ever do that sort of thing because of lawyers on top of lawyers on top of lawyers. And they would just, all that funding politicians get would go bye-bye if that would ever happen. Regular people, yeah, but elites, no. So I think Max Kaiser is a little off on that one. Look that up. I think it was on YouTube. I saw that thing. Actually, they would do the opposite because a lot of their buddies are getting. Well, for their organization coming in and actually straightening many of the things in the US and Canada and all that out in a big way. So that could be the white hats coming in to straighten things out. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about government seizing the Bitcoin ETFs. What's next? Of course, did aliens attack Miami Mall? This is all over TikTok. I haven't seen it anywhere else personally. And I asked, why would they be at the mall? Probably shopping. What else do you do at the mall? I was watching another reader actually go through this the other day, and he said his cards came up as no, and that it was just a distraction. Okay, if you look at the footage, it's just cop cars all down the main stretch by the mall, tons and tons. It's probably way more squad cars than we have in Winnipeg. And let's throw some cards down for this. I don't think it was aliens. I think it was just a hoax of some sort and some type of other incident that actually happened to get people's attention away from the actual news. The health of this particular situation. It looks like that it's just a money-making thing by somebody. The more clicks you get, the more money you will make, especially if it's on YouTube or TikTok or anything like that. It's just more of a distraction away from many of the things that are going on right now, especially the banking system, the government situation, and all that sort of thing, taking your mind away. Expect more of these things to happen along the way as we get into the change, okay? The Great Awakening, to distract us from that and to get our minds out of this, but actually thinking about actual things. Expect many different hoaxes to start happening. Now I'm expecting that there's going to be UFOs in the sky or something like that everybody's going to be taking pictures of with blurry footage. You ever notice that? We got 10 million people with cameras and nobody can take a clear picture. Anyways, so no, but it's more of a hoax to keep your attention away from what's actually going on around the world. So let's get into the chat. While I'm waiting, I'll have some little coffee. Project Blue Beam. Distraction games. Yepper. Don't think about the banking industry collapsing. Look at the great 10-foot aliens shopping at Walmart. Looking at prices going, holy crap. And of course, it was in Miami, not the Canada. So yeah, it is a hoax. I think many of some of the other psychics that I've watched have actually stated the same thing. It's a hoax. It's more of a money-making situation for somebody out there, and they're just emphasizing it to keep you distracted from all the other wonderful stuff that's going on around the world. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. JP Morgan to file bankruptcy January 24th, some say. Interesting. One of the largest banks on the planet. It's probably why, what's their name? A bigger bank than them. I know that they're going to be bought out by some, JP Morgan is probably going to be bought out by another bank. Goldman Sachs is, I think, a little bit bigger than them. You're going to see a lot of little banks being bought out by bigger banks, and so it's going to be one huge mess, right, of banks under the same banner. Let's throw some cards down for this. I haven't heard this about bankruptcy, but today's world, you never know. How of that particular situation, it's probably something that was going to happen, but I think is going to go the other way. I think they're going to be selling off their bank to another bank or another institution while we're going through this wonderful time around the planet. And I think it's probably Goldman Sachs or one of the larger banks that is larger than JP Morgan. Not many of those. Goldman Sachs is pretty big. And I'm thinking they're going to be bought out by somebody else or join up. I think it's more of a joining up of resources and assets. Okay? I think there is some truth to this. Let's get into the next thing. Thank you, Batman. I'm assuming the altcoins will go down for a bit when the ETF BTC goes through. Yes. We were already seeing that. That's normal. Where everybody's going to be selling off their altcoins and putting into the Bitcoin ready for that explosion. Okay. Yeah, thumbs up. But right now, I think everything is going to be bleeding out for the next little while as people freak out and not do the opposite of what they actually should be doing. They should be buying more when it's crashing, not selling. When everybody's afraid, be greedy. When everybody's greedy, be afraid. Good, wise words from a guy I don't like, but it's true. Okay? So don't do the knee-jerk reaction of selling your assets. Don't sell your Bitcoin or all your other cryptocurrencies when everything's in flux. Okay? So this is the time to buy if you can. Okay? Not financial advice, but that's the time when you get into that. Okay? So hopefully that answers your question. April, the hot month for XRP? Question mark. That noise you hear in the background is them using a leaf blower on the sidewalks. Snow. They're blowing the snow away. If you're wondering what that noise is. Blowing the snow, and XRP is not going to have that hot month in April. I think they're going to be doing okay. They're going to be going along with the rest of the group. Everybody's going to be focusing on the Bitcoin because it's that Bitcoin happening in that April. Probably a month or two after that, we'll see a little spike in prices with the altcoins, including XRP. But in April, probably not a hot month for XRP. Okay? Hopefully that answers your question. Marlon sent a question about pendulums on Discord. Not sure if you saw it. I didn't look today. Does it attract dark energy and demons? Should we use a protection prayer? And what should it be? Yeah, whenever you're doing any type of psychic work, pendulum, tarot cards, flame readings, doing a show, you should always put white light around yourself for protection. It can attract dark energy and demons if you want it to, okay? Because your mind will go a little, oh, it must be dark. No, stop that. Calm down. Put that white light around you. Say the Tower of Light prayer. That's a good one. You can type it in. So it's Tower of Light. And it's a protection spell before you do any psychic type of work. Okay? So if any of you are doing any type of psychic work, always protect yourself. Don't go in unprotected. That's how all the problems start. Okay? And anything in life. But always protect yourself with that white light, and look up that prayer, the Tower of Light prayer. Okay? And even say the Lord's Prayer. Go back one. Sorry. Can you? Oh, okay. Now, something people do not realize about the Lord's Prayer, even though I'm not Christian, the vibration of saying the Lord's Prayer will open up all your chakras. Did you know? I learned this from one of my teachers, and it works. You don't have to be Christian, okay? But the tones and the harmonies and the vibrations that you put into that prayer will open up all your chakras and help you with your psychic work, and do the Tower of Light prayer as well. Okay? Okay, next one. I saw a YouTube vid on the CIA remote viewers that found alien bases in some mountains, one in Alaska, one in Spain, and one in Australia. Your thoughts? Many of the spaceships that we have, okay, were dug up from various sources. A lot of them are from Egypt. When they bury the tomb and all that sort of thing, there was spaceships in there. So many of the spaceships that we have in the US and some in Canada were under burial grounds. And yes, there are some alien bases around the world. Okay. So yes, this is true. I was talking to, this is years ago, remote viewer that was head of the military version of the remote viewing. What's his name? Paul Elder. Thank you. Nice guy, by the way. He's from Manitoba, actually, and he gets contracted out from here to do different jobs. And part of that is looking up alien devices and looking for alien stuff for the military, for the US. Okay? So, yeah, there's a ton of truth to that. Okay? Nothing to worry about, but they're there. Okay? Hopefully that answers your question. How do you think the Xmas sales numbers will look in early February? Is that when they usually release them? It's going to be very low, mostly compared to other years, because we're going through a situation where people are more selective on the things that they purchase. We saw more shopping in Winnipeg. Boxing Day, because it's probably all the people that got gift cards are now spending the gift card money on whatever they wanted. But I do believe those numbers are going to be coming down, and this is going to unfortunately start that domino effect where sales are down, you're going to have to lay off people, and it goes down the down the line. So I think they're going to be a little low this year. Let's throw some cards down and see what will happen. Yeah, the health of that doesn't look too good. I think we're going to be headed for an interesting quarter. It's probably going to be kind of getting a little bit better in this next quarter after the next, but not by much. I think we got to get change of government and change in working, getting everybody back to work, not spending so much money on nonsense around the world, and start getting those numbers back up, GDPs and all that sort of thing. But it's not going to look too good overall. Okay? Thank you for that. Hi, with no BTC ETF, won't BTC go down? Yeah. And affect the alts downwards yet again? Yeah. I'm more bullish on the happening than the ETFs. It's nice to have the ETFs go off when they're supposed to. But I'm not. We already know it's going to go up with the happening. We don't really need an ETF. It's nice. It's a cherry on the top. It will happen, just not today. Okay? And everything will fluctuate all over the place. Great time to buy. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? Thank you for that. Is it a good deal to exchange part of my altcoins for BTC? Yeah. I try to keep. I wouldn't get rid of all your positions and all your other altcoins, but the biggest portion of your portfolio should be Bitcoin and Ethereum, and everything else in smaller portions. You should have, that's the way I look at it, more into the Bitcoin, Ethereum, because those are the two big boys. And then whatever else, like the XRP, the Litecoin, the Chainlink, that sort of thing. Those will go up probably more percentage-wise, but Bitcoin is going to continue to be the king. And you should always, if you're a true crypto person, you should have Bitcoin at least. Okay? I'll shake my head with, I don't want Bitcoin. Why? And you're missing out on a huge opportunity if you do not. Okay? Thank you for that. Record bookings for holiday sector. Will these be canceled later in 2024 due to costs? Yeah, you still have to remember there's still people with money out there. Not everybody's living in shoe. But I think the actual traveling around will probably die down for a short period of time. They're going to be fighting to keep those prices down for travelers because that's their business. If they run out of business, then they're out of business, right? And there's going to be a little bit of a confangling around to lure people back into holidays. But it's going to be quite a fight to keep that. So there's going to be some disruption, like for the people with money. People without money, I don't think they've planned any trips for anything like that anytime soon. Okay? You're going to stay close to home. That's it for today. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure to go to secondreadingsbyandre.com, where all that information is there. Always remember that we have the schedule on our front page of our website of when, where, who, what, where of our live shows. If you like a personal healing with my wife, the Reiki Master, make sure to go to secondreadingsbyandre.com, where all that information is there as well. And if you're not getting the ETF, you shouldn't do that, really. And you want to keep your cryptocurrency safe, make sure you get a Trezor cold storage wallet, which we sell on our website at secondreadingsbyandre.com. If you should happen to purchase one from there, make sure you understand that we make a little bit of money from that purchase. Okay, with that said, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.